You know, it's funny. Y'all use this term gaslight, but I feel like in using it, y'all gaslight people in doing that, right? Like if a person is legitimately saying, hey, this is my position, this is how I really feel, I'm trying to provide some real context, and you're saying I'm gaslighting, meaning that what I'm saying is not a real thing, I must be crazy. That by definition is a definition of gaslighting, right? So it's interesting that y'all throw that around. We gonna all be on fire if y'all keep on talking. With that being said, right, the other thing I realize, part of what I do is I'm like a judge. You know what I'm saying? And Delphi, you was out of order before because once S&M said her thing and made the objection, Jay had to respond, and then the judge decides if it's sustained. You jumped the shark. It's
I
all good.
sustained too soon. It's a premature sustaining.
I had to listen to both. Yeah, listen to both sides and decide if it's sustained or if it can move on or not. So that didn't happen. So it's the thing that y'all, speaking of the court part, right? Because I feel like all y'all miss this. Y'all get caught up in these emotional arguments, and that's what the Haley Baileys of the world want y'all to do, right? Because at the heart of this, what this is about is a petition to the court. Right? If there was violence in a certain type of way, we saw what happened to Chris Brown when he put his hands on a particular pop star. So if there's violence going on over there, then take that nigga to jail, call the fucking police, and move like that, because that's the type of action that he would deserve in regards to being a fucking abuser. Okay, so miss me until that happens, then hey, kudos, right? That's where the accountability lies. If what she is saying is true, I am not saying that to say what she is saying is true. I'm saying for me as the viewer, there's not much I can do about it because the only evidence that I have is what's been presented. And what's been presented is her account of what occurred for a petition, part of which included that she wants to be able to have custody when she goes out to do her film somewhere else. And I guess based off of their custody arrangement, maybe that's outside the purview of that. So that's part of it. And for people who've gone through this before, unfortunately or fortunately, shit gets a little toxic. People throw all kinds of shit in the wall to see what sticks because they have a larger goal, which is, hey, either custody or money or some type of benefit when it comes to dealing with the court system. Guys do it and women do it all the fucking time. Okay, so for me, I don't give a fuck either way because I don't know these people. Do I give a fuck about whether somebody's abusing someone? Absolutely. But I also give a fuck about women who weaponize the system in order to get unfair advantages towards men, because that happens too. It may not be to the position or to the numbers that y'all care about, but if there's guys that y'all know who go through the system getting fucked by women who know how to utilize the system, I can't get mad that some sensible niggas are like, you know what, before I pass judgment, I want to make sure that we see the other side because Shorty has been moving a certain type of way, which speaks to what Jay is talking about. And finally, when we talk about evidence, Jay painted a really crazy picture. I get that. But the truth is that when you take a picture of something, hey, my face looks a certain type of way, you don't know what caused that to happen, right? So it's easy to spin a story, particularly if you're a person who is also volatile to a certain extent, right? In terms of how you choose to move. Sometimes people just might be trying to protect themselves and things can happen. So just pictures alone is not evidence of DDG abusing her. Like Jay was saying, it is evidence that something occurred. And so, yes, people use these things to weaponize to get their way. I don't know any of these people, but because I don't know any of them, I'm suspicious of both of them. Therefore, believing the possible worst for both of them while also trying to give some of them some level of grace. So therefore, for the other side, real quick, before we move the fuck on, because y'all be losing the forest for the trees sometimes, right? If this was a criminal case and we got a bunch of them coming up, this right here is a civil complaint filed in regards to two people who seem to be toxic as fuck, who are throwing shit at each other and using themselves and the court system to manipulate some toxic further fucking relationship. I ain't saying it's Chris Rock or Christian or whatever the fuck that shorty's name, and Blueface, I ain't saying it's that, but it's giving, okay? So, the judge has rendered his decision. Both of y'all asses, get the fuck out of my goddamn courtroom and figure this shit out before y'all maybe put both of y'all bitches in jail for wasting my goddamn time, okay? Moving right along. Next on the docket.